opening. Hello, my friends. I'm a doctor who has already stepped into my 60s, and today I want to share something with you that feels very close to our lives, yet often gets overlooked: food and the silent battle of muscle loss as we age. At 50, 60, even 70, we can all feel our bodies changing day by day. Our hands tremble more, our steps slow down, and sometimes just carrying a small grocery bag becomes a challenge. I've had many patients tell me, "Doctor, I don't see myself aging in the mirror, but I feel myself growing weaker with every step I take." Have you ever felt that way? Today, I'd like to have a real conversation with you, not with dry formulas or lectures, but with stories. Stories about 5 foods we should avoid and 5 foods we should embrace if we want to keep our muscles strong for many more years to come. Part 2. Foods to avoid. Let me begin with something no one really likes to hear: the foods we should limit. I remember one patient. His name was John, 72 years old. He came to see me with shaky legs, saying he no longer had the strength to walk in the park. When I looked into his diet, I realized he was eating too many processed foods: sausages, cold cuts, canned meats. They were loaded with salt and preservatives, but very little quality protein. These foods dehydrate the body, weaken the bones, and slowly waste away the muscles. Another group is sweets and sugary sodas. I know, it feels good to enjoy a cold can of soda on a hot afternoon, or a slice of cake with your coffee, but refined sugar is like a silent thief. It causes hidden inflammation in the body and slows down muscle repair. I've seen patients who drank soda every day, and within a few short years, their muscle strength declined much faster than those who rarely touched it. The third is alcohol. A little red wine can be good for the heart, but when we go overboard, alcohol blocks the body from absorbing protein and vitamin D, 2 essentials for muscle strength. I often tell my patients, one small glass can be medicine, but a whole bottle is poison. Fourth, something many people don't notice: deep-fried foods. Fried chicken, French fries, donuts. They taste wonderful, but they're packed with unhealthy fats that fuel inflammation and steal away the body's energy to rebuild muscle. And finally, white bread and highly refined white rice. They give you quick energy, but little nutrition. Eating too much sends your blood sugar spiking and crashing, leaving you tired and making it hard for your muscles to stay steady and strong. Part 3. Foods to embrace. Now, let's turn to the more hopeful side: 5 foods that should appear often on your table. First, and perhaps the most familiar, fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines. They're rich in omega-3s, which reduce inflammation and support muscle strength. I once had a 65-year-old patient who added salmon to her diet 3 times a week. She later told me she walked with more confidence, no longer stumbling as she had before. Second, eggs. A simple food, but loaded with leucine, an amino acid that sparks muscle building. I often say, one egg each morning is like a free dose of medicine. Third, beans and seeds, lentils, soybeans, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. They provide protein along with minerals like magnesium and zinc, both vital for strong muscles. Many of my vegetarian patients rely on these foods to maintain their strength, and they do it successfully. Fourth, milk and dairy products, such as Greek yogurt and cheese. They offer not just protein, but also calcium and vitamin D. Sometimes, having enough of just those 2 nutrients can significantly lower the risk of muscle loss and bone fractures. And finally, something people rarely think about: dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, broccoli. Research shows their natural nitrates improve blood flow, carrying oxygen more efficiently to the muscles. A body with good circulation is a body that can hold onto strength longer. Part 4. Reflection and closing. You see, life after 50 or 60 is like a long train ride. Our muscles are the wheels that keep us moving forward. When the wheels grow weak, the train slows down. But when we fuel it with the right foods, that train can still travel far and steady. I want you to imagine this. 10 years from now, how do you see yourself? Sitting still in a chair, waiting for your grandchildren to help you stand up? Or still walking the dog, still climbing a few steps, still going to the market and cooking for yourself? The answer lies in the choices you make at each meal. One of my patients, Eleanor, 70 years old, once couldn't even lift a small cooking pot. But after 8 months of changing her diet, cutting out soda, adding salmon, snacking on pumpkin seeds and greens, she returned to her yoga class. She told me, "Doctor, I don't hope to be young again. I just want to be strong enough to live life on my own terms." And she did it. Part 5. Call to Action. If you're listening now and suddenly remembering that can of soda or bag of chips in your kitchen, don't feel discouraged. Think of this as your starting point. Each day, replace one bad food with one good one, and your body will thank you. What about you? Among the 5 harmful foods and 5 helpful foods I've shared, which ones show up most often in your meals? Share your story in the comments. I'd truly love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. Here on Health Hub Central, we'll keep walking together through more stories, insights, and experiences to help you live strong, live healthy, and live joyfully at any age. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.